but your first fight, I saw a reel of it. You knocked him down twice, if I believe,
Yes.
and then he stayed down. So how did it feel,
Yeah.
to finally get a successful knockout in the pros, knowing that you really can transfer from the amateurs and be a successful pro boxer?
You
What was
know,
that feeling?
it was, yeah, it was a surreal feeling then. I had been dreaming from turning pro since I was 16. I turned 19 the night before my pro debut. I had been dreaming that for that 3 years already, and it finally happened, and happened the best way possible. When getting a knockout victory in a big stage
You know,
and in
and
front of a large crowd. So I was real happy with the performance. Um, of course, there was a lot of things. I went in there. I was real nervous as well. Uh, I got a little careless. I got caught with a few shots I shouldn't have, and I learned from those mistakes, and they haven't happened since.
yeah, no, and being under those bright lights, like you said, on the Virgil Ortiz undercard in January, right on the big stage right away, man. So that's a great way to enter your next fight. Actually, two fights after that, if I believe, you fought against Muniz in a smaller
Hmm.
venue, and you knocked him down the first round twice, body shots in the corner. You cut off the ring. And then in the second round, you knocked him down twice again to end it. But tell us a little bit about your strat. That one was actually you actually had to use strategy, unlike your previous two fights. Well, I know your second fight was a little bit easier, so
Yeah,
you didn't have to have a lot of strategy in that one. But in your third one, using a little bit more strategy, tell us about how you cut that ring off, man, and put the power on the body there in the corner.
yeah. Um, he I dropped in. It was twice in that first round, and I thought he was gonna stay down after that, but he got up, and I tried to finish it, but at the same time I try to stay smart and not get cut, not get caught with a punch, you know. So I went into the second round, trying to fight smart. I knew that he would come down eventually. He wouldn't last all 4 rounds since I had dropped him already twice, and so I knew that if it was gonna go all 4 rounds, I had to finish him with the body. I have well, Virgil has taught me real good body shots, and so I use my knowledge, using my angles as well as footwork, and I had to use those liver shots, and he eventually didn't come up.
Yeah. And speaking of Virgil, he just got a body shot knockout, first round knockout earlier this year too. So
Yeah.
speaking of those body shots, man. But what do you think when Muniz, every time he knocked him down, it's like he jumped back up in like a second or two. Maybe once or twice, the other two times no. But what do you think that fourth time when he jumped back up again and you were like, oh man, I gotta knock this guy down again before the ref called it? What were you thinking, man?
I just thought he was crazy because he was more mad that I hit him uh after he went down other than
Hmm.
anything. Um, because at this you're in the fight, and you don't see him take a knee. Oh, you see him take a knee, of course, but you see him as he's going down. You just want to get onto
Yeah.
him, and you know, uh, I I kept on hitting him while he was down there, and try and finish it off. But seeing him come up again, he was like, "Man, this dude's crazy. He's real mad." It kind of made me laugh in the inside, but yeah, the ref called it off, and after the fight, he started cussing me out, saying I was hitting him after he was already down, and then behind the head, which I didn't really see, but
Yeah, I didn't see behind the head.
so yeah, so he was upset. It just made me laugh and giggle at the end of the day, but yeah, he was pretty tough.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy fighters out there, man. So it's good to get to experience a crazy one early to get you ready for
Yeah,
those
yeah.
situations. But so most of your fights, we've seen you fight on the front foot, going out hunting, trying to, knock out the other guy. How do you think you would do in a fight where you would have to maybe fight on the back foot?
Well, you know, uh, I would do pretty good. A lot of people don't know that I know how to box real well. I know how
Mm,
to move around. I know how to, you know, stay active and hit and I get hit. You know, it's a big thing. It was a lot of things I had. That was one of the major things I had to do. You know, when you're sparring Virgil or someone like that, you know, with heavy power or someone bigger than you, you got to learn how to move around. And so, um, it comes with experience, you know, as well. I think a boxer should have all those attributes, you know, fighting the inside and the outside, you know, having being able to do all that. I wouldn't say it's my biggest forte, of course, but I know how to do it well and a good job. So I think I would do good, and I wouldn't have a bad performance doing that as well.
yeah. And I'm sure against Virgil, you have to have some sparrings where you're on the back foot. I mean,
Yeah,
you don't have a lot of choice there. But so.